Golden Radio Hour.
The Adventures of Sam Spade, Detective. Effie? Effie? Oh.
I waited. Say what you have to say and I'll go.
You've been through a tough time, sweetheart.
Well, you didn't make it any easier.
You think it was a cakewalk for me? You think my nerves are made of rubber?
You have no nerve. You're just a cold, callous
Shut up.
old detective.
You're going to listen to me. You're going to sit still, not talk, and listen. When I've finished, you can say goodnight or goodbye. But first, you're going to listen to me. You remember how it started? Yesterday evening when you told me it was your mother's birthday, you were giving a party, you said, and you wanted me to come? I tried to beg off, being no social butterfly, but Mom would be hurt, you said. And so the next thing I knew, there I was at your house, surrounded by 24 strangers, 10 gallons of lemonade, and your mother.
I've been wanting to have a talk with you, Mr. Spade, about Effie.
I can't think of a nicer subject, Mrs. Perrine.
Effie is just so devoted to you, Mr. Spade.
Yeah, well, I'm very devoted to Effie, too,
Mother?
Mrs. Perrine. What I mean is...
Mother, I think we should do something. The party's dying on its feet.
Oh, you want me to spike the lemonade, Effie? It just so happens that I have here in my pocket a bottle of...
I have a wonderful idea. It'll make the party one big, happy family. You just wait and see now. Quiet! Quiet, everybody.
What's she up to?
Some kind of game, probably. Mother's great on games.
Oh, that's all I need.
Your attention, please. Oh, excuse me. There's Miss Brent going now. Miss Brent? Oh, Miss Brent?
Yeah, Mrs. Green.
Won't you join the party?
I'd love to, but I have an appointment.
Oh, what a shame. Oh, do stay.
Thank you. Some other time.
Oh, Lola's so nice. She rents the sitting room upstairs. I wish she could have stayed. Well, I'll explain the game now.
Oh, Mrs. Green, I think I'll stay after all.
Oh, how nice. Oh, you've brought a gentleman friend.
Yeah, this is Marty.
Marty? Oh, well, Marty, I'd like to have
Lola
some
sat
more
down and
coffee.
crossed her legs at me. On her left knee, where I would have preferred to see a dimple, I saw a tattoo mark. Her gentleman friend Marty was a small, stocky guy, all teeth and New York tie. He shook hands all around, and it felt like the paw of a stale stiff.
And this is Mr. Spade. He's the private detective that he works for. Lola's from Kansas City, Mr. Spade.
Oh?
She's waiting for her husband to return from service overseas.
I'm glad he's coming home safely. Where's he stationed?
Japan. Yeah, he's...
Now, quiet, everybody, quiet. We're going to play charades. Oh, it's very simple. Now, you see, I'm the captain of Team A. Now, Dr. Burson, oh, he's so clever. He can be captain of Team B. Now, dears, quiet, everybody. Now, we'll both select the members of our teams, and then, each of you will write something on a slip of paper. We'll write a quotation or a phrase, the title of a song, whatever you like. Doesn't matter. Just something interesting and clever. Then I think. Yes, I think that's right. You act out what you've written, all in pantomime. No words can be used, although sounds are permissible. Dears, you must listen to me or we can't play the game. Now, you can't play unless you know how. Okay. And then your team must guess what is written on the paper, and you act it out. Now, any questions?
How many words can we put?
Oh, any amount of words. No, not over 10, no. That's too long, yes. Now, everybody ready?
Teams were chosen. I wound up on Mrs. Perrine's Team A. The slips of paper were handed out to the guests. I wrote down, quoth the raven, nevermore. So I'd have to make like a raven. While everybody was getting settled, Lola Brent came up to me. She pushed a slip of paper into my hand.
This is your charade, Mr. Spade.
Oh, but I got
Isn't this
one.
fun? Please, don't lose the charade I gave you.
And with that, she lost herself in the crowd. I pushed the paper she handed me into my pocket without looking at it. Her gentleman friend Marty, the little character with the New York tie, was out in the center of the floor acting his charade. He flapped his arms up and down, quacked twice, and rolled over on his back. Nobody got it, so he did it again.
Oh, now, wait a minute. How could that be?
Quack, 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 quack.
Wait a minute. Pigeons, duck, dead duck!
Dead duck!
Oh,
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Now, Team A scores a win there. Let's go on, please. Well, sir, Mr. Dead Duck, we guessed you. So will you please get up now, and we'll go on to the... Oh! Sam! Sam, he's dead!
And he certainly was. A deader duck I'd never seen. I bent to him, and his lips were turning blue. Somebody had spiked his last drink with a jigger of poison. 1 hour later, Dundee and the homicide boys, including the medic, had taken the stiff downtown. No one could identify him. Lola Brent had brought him to the party, but she'd taken a powder. You and Mom were kind of shaky, so I decided to spend the night on the sofa in the living room. I only used up about 3 hours of it when I heard the front door open. I figured it was Lola. I got to my feet, crossed to the hall, and found myself staring into the biggest 45 I ever saw.
Where's the duck?
Who?
He wants to know who, Poby.
Look, we don't want no trouble. You're protecting this Duke. Okay. All we want is the duck.
Try Walt Disney. Oh. I should have known they had no sense of humor. The butt of the gun caught me behind the left ear. That's where it usually catches me. I don't know how much more sleep I packed away until I felt you shaking me.
Sam! Sam!
Huh? What, Effie?
They took Mom. Those gunmen. They took Mom.
What happened?
They came into our bedroom.
Yeah?
They hit me.
What?
Right here.
Yeah?
And then they grabbed Mama. They wanted the duck.
Huh?
Sam, what were they saying? And they took Mom out with them. I'll call the police.
Effie, no.
But they've got Mom. Oh, for heaven's sake, Sam, they took my mother with them.
No, we can't call the police, Effie. Not yet. They want something. They want the duck. I think Mom has it. Well, she's safe for a while, but if we call the police,
Oh,
she's...
Sam, what shall we do? What shall we do?
Keep our fingers crossed and play the rest of the caper by ear. So you promised that you wouldn't call the police until I gave you the nod. I went out to buzz the town. I figured it was an out-of-state mob, probably New York. The Gunzels were after the duck. Well, that made no sense. They thought I was the muscle for the juke joint. I hustled over to Jenny the Juke. If she didn't know the score, nobody would. Her place was dark. And finally, she opened up and led me into the rear. When I mentioned the duck, she shut down tighter than a clam in December.
It's blisters, Sam. Blisters, I tell you. This ain't only the local law. This is the feds. Go away, Sam. My joint ain't juking for the duration.
Listen, Jenny, there's an out-of-state mob. They put the arm on my secretary's mother. She don't know the time of day. They pulled the wrong feather.
I don't hear a word you say, Sam.
They're mixed up in the juke joint grip. You know who they are. Where's the duck, Jenny?
Sam, you're winging in the breeze,
Now,
Sam.
give me a rundown, Jenny, or I'll tear your ears off. I want that old woman back safe.
You can't muscle me, Sam. You know why? Because you'll tear my ears off, and that's where you'll stop. That's where they begin.
Okay, Jenny, okay. One thing. Can you get word to them?
Maybe.
Well, you try.
Maybe.
Tell them I've got the duck. I'll deal for the old woman.
I'll try. Go back to your office. If I can throw a little weight, you'll get a call. If I can't, you can come back for my ears.
And when I got back to the office, I had you on my hands. And that was no rest cure.
But I can't just sit here. Do something.
We've got to sit and wait.
Maybe they're killing her. Maybe... Oh, Sam, please, call the police.
No, we got to sweat it out.
I can't. I can't go on like this.
Mr. Spade, is it?
Who sent you?
Jenny the Duke?
What's your name?
I'm Dennis O'Rourke. I'm here to talk about the duck.
Good enough. Come into my office. Effie, you wait out here.
But Sam...
Wait here, I said. Sit down.
Thank you kindly. I'm a lawyer, Mr. Spade. I'm here to represent my client,
What's his name?
John Doe.
Mm-hmm. Jane Doe's big brother, huh?
My client has been led to believe that you are prepared to produce the duck. Is that correct?
More or less. What's it worth to your client?
My client is willing to trade the old woman for the duck.
You go back and tell your client I'm a big boy now.
Well, I don't understand, Mr. Spade.
This town is loaded with old women. All I have to do is walk up and down Market Street, but there's only one duck.
There must be a misunderstanding.
And let me put you straight. I've got the duck.
Where?
Now, don't be cute. Your client wants the duck. Okay. For 50 G.
$50,000, is it?
Yeah, things are high all over.
Yeah, but the old woman is Mrs. Perrine. Aren't you interested?
Now, listen, you can do whatever you like about the old woman. So you got an old woman. Get rid of her however you want. That's your Surus. What's important is that you want the duck. I want 50 grand. Do we play?
Well, no, Wait.
Effie.
I thought we had an audience the other side of the door.
What were you...
Shut up. Save it, Effie. This is business. Easiest money of the season.
Well, if you're ready to talk business, we'll go and talk to my client, Mr. Spade. Now.
Then let's go.
Sam, what I heard you say. You did... Oh, Sam.
You've known me a long time, Effie. But maybe you don't know me.
The United States Armed Forces Radio Service is presenting the weekly adventure of Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, Sam Spade.
The car that drove us down the peninsula was brand new. I could tell by the way the upholstery smelled and the careful way the driver handled it. O'Rourke, the lawyer, sat up front, and I sat in the back, squeezed between two gunners. The gun muzzle stuck into my ribs told me all I needed to know about them. The rest of it I had to guess at. Time is hard to judge when you're blindfolded, but there's only one main road out of San Francisco by land. I know the towns and stops along it fairly well. About 20 miles out of the city, the car turned off the main highway onto a gravel road. 5 minutes later, the blindfold came off. The fog was so thick, I still couldn't see much. The gunners pushed me ahead of them into a shack that looked like a summer vacation cottage with a sign over the door that said, "Bide a wee." A sallow, mean-looking little man with a heavily scarred face met us at the door. On his right arm, just above the wrist, was tattooed a small picture of a mallard duck. He glared at me and then at O'Rourke.
How come? I told you don't come back without her.
Heaven be my witness, Ducky, I did my utmost.
Huh?
It seems, Ducky, that Mr. Spade is interested in money.
What money? Did you tell him we got the old lady?
I did, sir. I am afraid we've misjudged Mr. Spade. In short, Ducky, Mr. Spade is not in the least altruistic.
What does he want?
You had better tell him, Mr. Spade.
50,000 now, another 50 G's when I deliver the duck.
100 G's is a lot of cash.
You can afford it.
Bugsy, bring in the old lady.
I do wish that you'd explain to Mr. Morton. Sam. Well, it's high time. Do you know these men?
This was a cute trick, Ducky, but it's going to cost you.
The lady spoke to you, Spade.
I told you it's going to cost you letting her see me here. The longer she stands here staring at me, the more it's going to cost you.
Sam, what is it? If I've done anything to make you angry...
Get her out of here!
Mr. Morton said you were going to call for me, Sam. I don't understand.
There, now, Mother.
Don't.
Come along now. Don't you worry about it.
I want to go home.
Well, of course.
I really want to go home.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Spade. You've broken that old lady's heart.
Stop drooling.
What you talk, Sonny, I ain't any sweet old lady.
I don't have to use words when I talk to you, Ducky. You won't do anything to me because I got something you need.
Okay, 100 G's. Paid the way you said.
Price has gone up.
Huh?
Kidnapping's a federal rap. I'm not taking any part of it.
She don't know she was snatched. We told her we are from the DA's office, keeping her on ice as a witness.
She'll find out different.
I don't plan on settling down here.
Oh, that's fine, but I have to go on living in this town with that old hen alive and clucking. It won't be easy.
You mean you want we should knock off that sweet old lady?
You're a little slow, Ducky, but you'll get there.
I've met some lousy, low-down heels in my day, but you're the lousiest, lowest...
Oh, go on. Go on, I can take more of it at these prices.
We ain't doing your dirty laundry, see?
And it's no dice. My price is 100 grand.
What if I say no?
Then I turn over the duck to the federal boys. In that case, I don't care whether the old lady stays alive or not, because I'll be playing their game. Either you're in or you're out. Think it over, Mordant. When you decide, you know where to reach me.
Yeah. We'll know where to reach you.
They drove me back to town blindfolded, and when they let me out of the car, all I could see, even without the blindfold, was the corner of Post and Kearney. When a streetcar came along, I tossed a coin whether to get on it or lie down on the tracks and let it run over me. Came up head, so I tossed it again, and I got on instead. I fished in my pocket for a slug and came up with a folded slip of paper. It was the one Lola had handed me at Mrs. Perrine's birthday party when they were passing out the parts for that screwy charades game. I unfolded it and glanced at it. Then Then I read it over very carefully. The writing was hard to make out, but what I could read of it said, "Help me. That man Marty has followed me here to kill me. If I get out of here alive, Maxie's Arcade. I have $100. I got off at Columbus and walked up to the International Settlement where Maxie's Arcade does business. It's what they used to call a penny arcade before inflation set in. I dropped a nickel in a fortune-telling machine. Worried? Perplexed? Know thyself and your problems will vanish. A card came out that said, "You're of a naturally deceitful and secretive character. Disloyalty brings its own punishment. It's never too late to mend." I tore up the card, kicked the machine, and that's when I saw it. It was a narrow little booth muffled in drapes, and the sign over it said, "Salty Hawkins, tattoo artist." The card pinned to the curtain showed some typical tattoo designs, anchors, mermaids, fancy initials, but one had a hand-drawn picture pasted over it. It was a mallard duck, the same as the tattoo mark I'd noticed on Ducky Morden's wrist. I pulled the curtain aside and went in.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, mate?
What do you know about the duck?
All in your jib, mate. There's no freshwater birds here about.
How about the new one you just put up in your card outside?
Oh, that one, eh? Now, whereabouts? On the arm? 2-3 color job.
On a leg.
Whereabouts?
Her left knee.
Well, that's right, mate. It was on her knee.
Did you have you remove it for her?
Right, guess that time, mate.
Know why?
Look, mate. If I did, I wouldn't be telling strangers about our secret.
All right, where is she?
Take it easy, mate.
I haven't got time to take it easy, mate. Talk.
Sure, a mild-tempered gent you
Come
are.
on, come on.
I was going to tell you now. She says to me, she says, if a man comes
All
in...
right, shut up. Where is she?
Right in the back room, mate.
Spade. Open up. Hello, Lola. Finally worked out your charade.
Come on in, quick. Were you followed here?
I wouldn't have come if I had been.
How much do you know?
They want you $100,000 worth. You tell me why.
You've seen Ducky Mordaunt?
Yeah.
Didn't he tell you?
I want to hear it from you.
Don't believe anything he says. More than a year now, he didn't even give me the time of day. If he says he wants me back that way, he's a liar.
How does he want you back?
With rigid mortis, he wants me back. I'm taking an awful chance opening up to you like this. Let him catch me, they'd only kill me, humane. You was to let the DA people get at me, Ducky's mob would lay for me then if it took them years. And oh, gee, you don't know, Sam. They torture girls. What that mob would do to me if I had to testify against him.
Okay, I take your word for that. Who are these DA people you're talking about?
You never heard of Ducky Mordaunt before?
I heard his name. I thought he was knocked over when they had the big racket-busting show in New York years ago.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people thought that. It wasn't healthy to mention Ducky's name.
What was the racket?
Juke joints. Giving Mickeys to servicemen, rolling them. That's why the feds are helping the DA's office. They arrested hundreds of girls and held them as material witnesses. Only they wanted me most of all. I'd worked the joint, you see, and then I was Ducky's girlfriend during the duration.
Well, I'd think you'd be only too happy to tell what you know about him in court.
Oh, gee, I would if I did, but you don't know. The DA's office say they'll give a girl protection, but how can they?
What are you doing in San Francisco?
Running away. Had my ticket on a boat. I was going to Honolulu. But they was watching the boats. So then I found this room out in Oakland. Mrs. Preen was real nice to me. I never thought they'd find me there. And then Marty showed up. Honest, it was just a Mickey I put in his drink. Just like we used in the joints, I never knew it'd kill him.
You're a brave kid, Lola. Now, look, Ducky offered me $100,000 to deliver you. Would you take a chance on me fighting it out with him for half of that?
For $50,000? Brother, where are we meeting him?
O'Rourke's car was parked outside my apartment building where I had a hunch it would be. The two gunners picked us up at the door, unloaded my hardware, and marched us up the stairs. Ducky opened the door of my apartment and waved us inside.
Honey, you got it
Keep
all
the
wrong,
plant
see?
outside, you two.
Ducky, listen to me.
Sit down. You too, Lola.
Ducky, I swear I never said a word. I'd never talk, Ducky, even if they chopped my head off.
We'll take up your suggestion later. I got a conference on with Mr. Spade here.
You bring the money?
Don't crowd me. There's that other matter. The old lady.
How about the old lady?
I keep my word, Spade. You delivered the duck, okay. The way Jenny gave it out to O'Rourke was the old lady for the duck. But you ain't got no ethics. You see, you figured me wrong. I don't kill old ladies.
You're gonna kill the duck.
I ain't no old lady.
No, you ain't. And you ain't gonna get any older. And neither are you, Spade.
He wasn't kidding. He really meant to knock me over, and the gun he was going to do it with got ready to speak its piece. I'd made my play too strong. The way this type of gunsel thinks is simple, and I'd guessed it right. If you pressure them, they go the other way by instinct. But what I hadn't figured was that this killer had a heart of lettuce. He was going to cut me down to protect your mother from me. How do you like that? I couldn't change my play now. The wheel was already spinning, and so was my head. I tried to brace myself and waited for the blast.
Every little movement. Oh, dear, I dropped the tray.
Mrs. Perrine, what are you doing here?
I was just making some coffee for the boys. Oh, dear, I've broken your cups.
That's okay, Mother. We'll take care of it. Bugsy, pick it up.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bugsy. Well, I'm so glad you got my message, Sam. Didn't Effie come with you?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean...
I wanted to surprise you both together. I hope you don't mind my taking over the kitchen. It was so late and the boys were getting hungry, so I offered to make them coffee and hotcakes.
Well, that was very nice of you.
Mr. Mordaunt, put that pistol down for a moment and help me move this table out into the room.
Huh? Oh, sure, Mother.
Thank you. Oh, we've had such a good time. I've never been up so late in my life. Mr. Bugsy and I played a game called Blackjack, and I won $50. Wait till Effie hears about that.
Yeah, wait till she hears.
I suppose Effie will come with Mr. Bundy.
Bundy?
Oh, yes. I remember that Effie said you and she are often down at his office at police headquarters late at night, so I phoned there.
Mother.
Yes, Mr. Morton?
Did you say you phoned police headquarters?
Oh, yes. That's where Mr. Bundy works.
Mother, what did you tell Mr. Bundy?
Well, just that you and the boys were here and that we were about to have some coffee, and he said he'd just love to come up and join us, and I said do, and he said he would, with some of his boys. Did I say something wrong?
No, Mom, not at all.
All right, boy. Crash it.
Oh, I believe that's Mr. Bundy now.
When the smoke cleared away, Ducky Mordaunt and his hoods were playing dead duck for keeps on my living room rug. And that rug just came back from the cleaners, too. Dundee and the boys from Homicide took Lola Brent away with them. After it was all cleaned up, I found your mother out in the kitchen.
Well, Sam, I just made another pot of coffee.
Oh, it's okay, Mom. It's okay. It's all over now.
I know. I've been holding this back. Oh, Sam, I've never been so frightened in all my life. How does Effie stand it?
You played it good, Mom. You played it real good.
Did I? Was I as brave as Effie?
Braver. And not only that, you got more brains.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Listen now to The Adventures of Sam Spade, starring Howard Duff in The Convertible Caper.
Sam Spade Detective Agency.
Me, sweetheart.
Sam, I knew you'd have the courage to come back and face it.
Well, I'm back, Effie. What shall I face first?
You didn't do something else, did you, Sam?
Besides what?
Besides running away with that woman in a stolen car.
You're a little mixed up, Effie. The car was stolen from her.
You mean it was her own car?
Well, not exactly, Effie. You see, she stole it from somebody else, and then somebody stole it from her, and then I got it back for her.
Well, it must have been quite a car to be worth all that trouble.
It wasn't so much the car, Effie, as...
Party? Sam, I don't understand.
Think it over, sweetheart. I'll be right down to dictate my report.
Oh, Sam, look at you. Can't you take no for an answer?
And just what do you mean by that, Miss Perrine?
Claw marks on your face.
Wrong again, sweetheart. She said yes, I said no, hence the scratches.
I knew she was that type the minute she walked into this office. That ankle bracelet and green nail polish.
Green nail.
Well, puce colors.
This one goes to homicide, Effie.
Oh, not another murder, Sam.
What else? To Detective Lieutenant Dundee from Samuel Spade with license number 127596. Subject, the convertible caper. Dear Dundee, it had been a dull morning, but just before lunchtime, things began to brighten up. Her clothes looked like money, and what they were wrapped around looked even better. She eased herself into the chair I pushed up for her, rattled about $1,000 worth of charm bracelet at me, and after she'd arranged her legs, mouth, and eyes to our mutual satisfaction, she allowed me to hear the sound of her beautiful voice.
I do not know whether you will be interested in my case or not, Mr. Spade.
Put your mind at rest, Miss
Estrada.
Estrada.
Who knows? Perhaps I am merely a waste of time.
My time is your time as we stay in the States, Mrs. Estrada.
Oh, you are very simpatico, very kind.
Yes.
Entonces, my automobile has been stolen.
When and from where?
Last night, after midnight, while I was checking in at the Hotel San Rafael, where I am staying, I foolishly left it parked outside with the keys in it.
Have you reported this to the police?
No.
I suggest you do.
No.
No?
No.
Well, why not?
Because I stole it from another.
Oh, I see.
No, but you do not yet know all. If the police find the car and notify the one from whom I stole it, then that one will know that I am in San Francisco.
And that's bad.
Ah, it must be bad. If he finds out I am in San Francisco, then he will come here and kill me. That is why I must recover the car rapidly and without the police. You will be glad to help me.
Be very pleasant, Mrs. Estrada, but hot cars are not exactly in my line.
You wish that
I don't think anybody would murder you just for stealing his car.
Oh, not for the car, no. Already he tried to kill me once, twice, 3 times. So I take the car and drive away rapidly.
Away from where?
Mexico State of Chihuahua, where this pig resides who wishes to murder me.
Why?
Oh, he drinks. He becomes a beast. He accuses me of... Look here on my shoulder, the scar. Where already he cuts me with a knife. Uh-huh. Now you have seen something that changes your mind about me, huh? You see that I am sincere.
Why, Mrs. Estrada, I never had any doubts.
Oh, please. I am without friends. You will call me Nietzsche, I guess?
Yes, indeed, Nietzsche.
Bueno, now we are friends. In the car is sitting the pig.
Hey, what's this pig's name?
Pig is the only name I will honor him with. Pig. Pig.
What make of car is this?
Leonza. You know this kind of car?
Yeah, it's a foreign car. I've seen a few around. This must have set the pig back several $1,000.
Huh, he steals everything. Listen, my darling, please notice. Around here is pink with blue fenders.
Not anymore. That's the first thing a car thief changes, the paint job. Any other distinguishing marks? Yes.
I would think. It has a radio.
You don't say.
And it has 2 windshield wipers.
Well, I'll buzz around, Meecher. If I find anything, I'll let you know. My fee is...
Yes. Yes, that is something else. I have no money.
Oh, that's great. That's just great.
But I am sincere. You said so. Look, my darling, keep this. It is worth very much. See? This little charm malone. Platinum set with diamonds. Worth very much. You will keep it until I pay you, eh? Adios, Father. Hasta la vista.
She thrust the charm bracelet into my hand, bit me on the ear, and departed. I put a Band-Aid on it, ran some cold water over my head, poured myself a stiff slug of bourbon, and examined the bracelet. The dangle she pointed out was a white metal disc with a monogram in diamonds, two vertical bars with a horizontal one on top. It was the Greek letter pi or the initials PT, depending on who had stolen it from whom. I knew it was at least worth my fee. I dropped it into my pocket and went out. My first stop was over on Mission. The sign on the building says, Masterpiece Auto Painting, Joe Rembrandt, proprietor.
Sam, long time no see.
Hello, Joe.
Got something you want painted?
No, but I think you may have painted something I want.
Sam, you know me. They drive them in the front. We spray the paint on them and push them out the back. No questions asked.
That's quite a turnover, Joe.
Yeah, we're going big time. Got the exclusive now for the syndicate work in the hill.
Is that right?
Yeah. What are you looking for, Sam? A murder car?
Could be. It's a custom job, foreign car, Deonza. Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, convertible. Sure, come in this morning. Two-color job.
Which two colors?
Canary yellow body, baby blue fenders. Yeah, quite a car, Sam. Quite a snazzy Heath.
Heath, huh?
Yeah. Is that what you want to know?
It was. Happy Herman Heath was one of the biggest used car thieves in the city. As I got off the streetcar in front of Happy Herman's lot, a flash of canary yellow paint caught my eye. I strolled down between the rows of cars and found it.
Yes, sir. Heath's the name. Happy Herman Heath. Every car on this lot is in perfect mechanical condition. Take your choice.
Kind of hard to choose, Herman. There's so many here.
Yes, sir. It takes a heap of heaps to make a heap of heap.
Yeah. That yellow job with the blue fenders there?
Oh, yes, sir, but the motor in that car, it does need some work. Now, over here...
Does it run?
Oh, yes, it'll run. But over here...
This is more what I want. Let me try. Sounds all right to me.
Oh, idling, yes, but needs some work in the transmission of the differential.
Mind if I drive it around the block?
Well, the mechanics are just about to work on it. Besides, I'm afraid this car is more than you care to invest.
Well, let me try it out anyway. Here, I'll leave a deposit. I reached in my pocket for Meech's charm bracelet. He took one look at it, and his expression changed.
Well, why didn't you say so? No deposit is necessary. The car's yours. Drive it as far as you like.
Thank you, Herman Heath. I took him at his word. I put the magic bracelet in my pocket, drove back to O'Farrell Street, parked in front of the San Rafael Hotel, slipped the doorman a buck to wash it for me, and went on into the lobby. The desk clerk said that Senorita Estrada had checked out 30 minutes before, leaving no address. I found the house dick in the bar and asked him for a rundown.
Yeah, I remember her, Sam. Very nice dish.
Any callers, Tiny?
Yeah, two guys.
Yeah?
They went out when they came. Ain't been back since.
Who were they?
You won't believe it, Sam. One of them was Tom Carey.
What's he doing in San Francisco? He's wanted for murder.
And I don't know, but there must be plenty in it if he brought him back across the border.
He's staying here?
Yeah, room 613.
Uh-huh. Do me a favor, will you, Tiny?
Anything at all, Sam.
There's a car parked outside in the loading zone here. Stow it in the hotel garage for me, will you? Upstairs, as far out of sight as you can get it. I went upstairs and rang the buzzer at room 613. The door was opened by a little dark-complected man with hard eyes and Indian features. There was a mean-looking knife in his hand, but he put it away at a nod from Tom Carey.
How'd you find out I was in town?
Not from Meecha.
I don't know how much she told you, Sam, but if she told you this much, she was 11. It's $1 million caper. And you know some of the things I've done for less.
What's in it for me?
What'd she pay you?
Nothing. She left this charm bracelet in Hock.
Now, boss, I caught him now.
Shut up, Parker. Give me that bracelet. Mine.
Watch it, Tom. Don't crowd me. I got something bigger than this or you wouldn't be here.
All right, Sam, what do you want?
I want to hear you talk.
I guess you know I've been down Mexico way.
I'm listening.
I got a little business down here, garage business.
Running hot cars across the border from the States?
We'd cool them all. Little body work and his serial number, like plastic surgery.
Sounds like a good business. You shouldn't be neglecting it.
You met the dame.
She says you want to kill her.
I was off my trout. I scared her. I didn't mean anything. I thought I could scare her into sticking around. I let Parko nick her shoulder a little bit.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah. I figured her wrong. I know that now. If I could see her for 5 minutes just to talk to her, I know it'd be okay.
I can't help you, Tom. I want to talk to her myself.
Listen, she hasn't got a penny, only that car. She figures I'm peddling that.
Not anymore.
She already sold it?
Some car thieves took it. She hired me to trace it.
Listen, Sam. Maybe broke in a strange country. I'd look good to her again. Here's $1,000, Sam.
Oh, this is so sudden, Tom.
Nothing. When you see her again, give her that bracelet back, yeah? It was a present from me. And whatever you do, don't find that car.
Okay, Tom, it's a promise.
Thanks, man.
Only one thing I don't understand. You said it was $1 million caper.
I meant that. She's worth $1 million to me, Sam.
The girl, Tom? Or the car?
Oh, I wish you hadn't asked that question, Sam. I really do.
And now, back to the Convertible Caper. Tonight's adventure with Sam Spade.
When Tom Carey said $1 million caper, he meant just that. He never risked a rap for less than $100 grand, and no dame that ever lived was worth more to him than a hot mink coat. If Meecha wasn't the $1 million package, the car was. I didn't know what was in it. With Tom, it might be diamonds, dope, smuggled Chinese, or just plain money. So I went back to the hotel garage.
Number 1279.
I climbed the long, curving ramp to the second floor and found the canary yellow Dianza convertible crowded in behind 4 ranks of cars at the rear of the building. I started to work on it. Nothing in the luggage trunk, nothing under the seats, under the upholstery, and the door panels, nothing anywhere. Then I got Tiny Stover, and the two of us went over the second time.
It's a cold lead, Sam.
It's not, I know it's not. Now think, Tiny, what's different about this car?
Well, solider built than most. Good body work. I don't know. Hey, here's something.
What?
There's a hole punched out of this fender over here. About the size of a quarter.
Let me see that.
Yeah, right here. It curves under, see?
Yeah.
What's that you got?
Charm bracelet. Did you say this dangle on here was what was cut out of that fender?
Let me see. It fits. Fits even the curve.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Sam?
The dangle on the bracelet is solid platinum.
Hey, Sam, are you trying to tell me the fenders on this heap are solid platinum?
You got a pocket knife, Tiny?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It shines. Sam, is this a hot car?
I didn't answer him. I didn't have to. He looked from the gray-white gleam of the bracelet shine to the square of paint I'd scraped off the fender and answered the question himself. Meech's convertible was convertible in more ways than one. It was about the hottest car in San Francisco as of that moment. After I'd left the garage, I tried to phone Tom, but he wasn't in. I had an uncomfortable feeling he was out looking for me. He was. As I stepped out of the phone booth, there was a rush of air past my left ear. A knife stuck in the wood, less than an inch west of him. I came out in the street and trying to see him duck around the corner into an alley. I ran after him. I collared him and stood him up against the wall.
Let me go. I cut you down.
What do you know about that car? What do you know about that car? Come on, talk, or you get more of this.
I don't know nothing. They don't tell me nothing.
Where's Meecha?
I don't know. Meecha don't know nothing either. Only Tom and...
Tom and who else?
I don't talk no more.
They cutting you in?
I don't need no cut. The boss, he pays me good. 40 pesos. Sometimes more.
Work for me and I'll cut you in.
I cut you to pieces. The boss treats me good.
Sure, you do all the dirty work. There's any trouble, you'll take the rap.
What means rap?
They put you in a little room and squirt gas in you. You fall dead.
Gas? Tom do this?
He does indeed.
Venga. Come, I take you to see the man. Su nombre es Félix. I think he will be very happy to see you.
The place Paco took me to was about as high on Russian Hill as you can get. The The house was old, faced in brownstone, and had a high iron fence around it. On the gate was a nameplate, H.H. Lovelace. When I opened it to go in, I noticed that Paco was no longer with me.
Oh, Mr. Spade, come in, come in.
The gray-haired gentleman who greeted me was wearing a wing collar, a carnation, and a very distinguished air. I could hardly believe it, but he was definitely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, none other than the one and only Happy Herman Heap.
Well, Mr. Spade, I see that you're surprised.
I'm overwhelmed, Mr. Heap.
Lovelace, that is the correct name. For my avocation, I selected my first and second names, the H.H., you know. My full name is Herman Heap Lovelace. About that car, Mr. Spade.
Yeah, about that.
I must own that you outwitted me. I was rather proud of my little device, the disc on the charm bracelet, you know. When you showed it to me at my business establishment, I naturally thought you were authorized to take the car.
Yeah, naturally.
However, I'm not averse to enterprise in a young man, and I'm prepared to pay for my blunder.
You said $1 million I still couldn't accept, Mr. Lovelace.
Oh, why not?
I was hired to recover that car for my client. It's not mine to sell.
Well, it's certainly not hers.
I don't care whose it is. All I know is that my client's life is in danger, and it has something to do with that car.
Miss Estrada?
Yeah.
Excuse me one moment. Spade has arrived.
Hello, Papa.
That's all she said. Then she stood there looking at me in that way that made you not care who she was double-crossing or why. Then she turned to Lovelace, alias Herman Heap.
How much does he know?
Alas, everything, I fear.
He has agreed to our terms?
Yes.
Good. I must have my bracelet back now, Sam.
Sure, it's right here in my... I reached in my coat pocket for the charm bracelet she'd given me to keep for her. It wasn't there. It wasn't in any of my pockets. I guessed that it was in one of Paco's pockets. Mitya watched me fumbling, her eyes blazing with anger.
Fool, you have lost it. We are helpless without that.
I thought it was the car you wanted.
Please, one thing at a time. I suggest that we first gain possession of the car.
Yes, Lovelace, you are right. First, the car.
Ah, yes. This is the car at last. A princess in vulgar raiment, but still a princess. No royal coach carrying a king to a coronation ever held such riches.
Hi, you talk too much.
Oh, I do. Well, take your place at the wheel, Mitchell. We shall drive out of here into a splendid future. After you, Mr. Spade.
No, Mr. Heath. After you.
Ironic, isn't it, that with all my varied interests, I've never learned to drive a car.
Sarah, tu poco, viejo.
You seem kind of shaky, Mitya. You sure you can handle the car down the ramp?
I'm very good driver, Guapo.
Misha, stop! Put on your brakes. There's a man coming up the ramp.
Pig!
He was dead before I got to him. As I leaned over him, I saw the bracelet lying beside his hand. I picked it up and walked back to the car. Mitya and Herman Heap Lovelace were sitting in stony silence, glaring at each other.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Was the bracelet on him?
I didn't look.
Lovelace, go and frisk him.
Oh, must I? It's very distasteful to me. Come, Mr. Spade.
You fool. We trust this detective. Go on.
Very well.
Get in, Sam. Get in. We leave him here. What's the matter? Is something wrong?
Oh, nothing at all.
Come back here! This is an outbreak! I mean, quick! Come back here, I say!
Please, Guapo. A cigarette.
Sure. Here you are.
Gracias.
De nada.
I saw you pick up the bracelet. I meant that you should share with me. That is why I gave you the bracelet in the first place. I liked you.
Couldn't have been because you were safe as long as Tom didn't know where the bracelet was, and if you had to kill somebody for it, it would be me.
Please, querida, what does it matter now? We are together, we have the car, we have the bracelet, and the pig is dead.
That's what worries me.
Oh, surely you do not think I meant to kill him.
Of course not. Your foot just slipped. You stepped on the gas by accident.
Yes, that was it.
It won't stick, sweetheart. Not with me.
But with the police?
My story won't help you. I don't know enough.
Oh? Then I tell you everything. I was with Tom Tom for a year. I hated him 365 days. I tried to run away. Always that Paco came after and brought me back. Then, Senor Lovelace came with the car. Senor Lovelace had much money, but he could not take it from the country. So he stole platinum. Some he received from refugees who had sent their fortunes abroad in that form. But there was no safe way to get it across the border.
So for a cut, Tom had the platinum made into fenders and welded onto the car. Why was the bracelet so important?
It was too dangerous for Lovelace to bargain directly. Tom was to get the money for the platinum and give the little piece of the fender as a token.
Yeah.
Lovelace would know who to give the car to when they showed it to him.
That's why he let me drive the car off the lot, huh?
I don't care, darling, even if you tried to steal it. Now we understand each other, no? You are tough, too. Tougher than Tom, I think.
Well,
Now we have everything for ourselves, you and me. What do we care for the others, huh?
you make a good pitch, sweetheart. You look beautiful while you're making it. But I don't like you driving.
What do you mean?
Pull over. I'm driving this heap back to the city.
No.
I said pull over.
I won't let you do it. I don't care what happens.
Take it easy. You want to kill us both?
Sure, I will kill us both. We die together or we live together. Yes or no?
You're nuts.
Answer me.
The answer is no.
Bueno, you will see I mean what I say.
The fog thinned out just as we rounded a bend in the road. There was a point ahead with a sheer 300-foot drop to the sea. She jerked the car away from the pavement and steered straight at it. I grabbed the wheel and twisted it. The car skidded on gravel and slid sideways toward the cliff. I got the door open and tried to yank her out with me. She held on and kicked me until I rolled free. She didn't look very beautiful when I saw her for the last time. And the flashy convertible was a pile of junk. Very expensive junk, but junk all the same. I understand the federal men have confiscated the platinum and are holding Lovelace for questioning. I doubt if he'll crack. Nobody can embarrass a used car salesman. Period. End of report.
Sam, do you really like this racket we're in?
I hate it.
So do I. But don't let's ever go into any other racket.
It's a promise, sweetheart. Why, I'll never know.
No need. Good night, Sam.
Good night, sweetheart.
The Adventures of Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, was written for radio by Bob Tolman and Gil Dowd, with musical direction by Lud Gluskin. Sam Spade is played by Howard Duff. Lorene Tuttle is Effie. Tonight's program was directed by Elliott Lewis.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.